Let me go ahead and start tonight's event. I want to just welcome everyone. Good evening for all those who are joining us. My name is Sabrina Cervantes, Assembly Member for the 60th Assembly District, which encompasses the cities of Corona, Eastville, Jurupa Valley, Norco, and the city of Riverside. I do also want to let you all know we are joined by two of my colleagues, Senator Richard Roth, who's with us this evening, along with the Office of Assembly Member Jose Medina. Senator Roth, would you like to provide opening comments?
Thank you very much, Sabrina. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Mortgage Relief and Rental Assistance Virtual Town Hall. I'm Richard Roth, and I have the great privilege of serving as your state senator for the 31st Senate District. You know, over the past 2 years, we've been through a lot. An unprecedented public health crisis associated with this COVID-19 and the housing instability that soon followed. You know, with this pandemic, our homes have become much more than just homes. There are classrooms, our offices, our daycare facilities, COVID relief wards, and much, much more. So in order for our community to move forward and beyond this pandemic, it's absolutely critical that we build strong bridges with tenants, with landlords, and homeowners who are all doing what they can to maintain stability and security for their families. With the California Mortgage Relief and Rental Assistance programs, our state has stepped forward in partnership with local leaders like Inland SoCal United Way to address this real need and to provide meaningful access to financial assistance. Tonight's virtual town hall is meant to be another way that we can connect with each other and provide a platform for some of our local experts to provide up-to-date information and resources related to COVID-19. We'd like to thank our distinguished panelists from the California Mortgage Relief Rental Program and Inland SoCal United Way for their expertise and assistance in sharing that with us this evening. I know we're all looking forward to the lively discussion that will come from this evening's presentations. So I'll now turn it back to my colleague, my friend, and frankly, the best assembly member in the California State Legislature, Sabrina Cervantes. Sabrina?
Thank you, Senator. Well, just to dive right in, while COVID-19 conditions are improving, we are still living in a world that is deeply affected by the pandemic and the resulting economic fallout, which has exacerbated housing insecurity for many in our state and across our nation. But thankfully, here in California, we have robust programs to help both renters and property owners manage by excellent partners with us this evening. The newly created California Mortgage Relief Program has already distributed over $5 million in benefits to California homeowners since it's launched in January. Here locally, Inland SoCal United Way has assisted over 15,000 families through their emergency rental assistance program. However, even with these successes, we know that there is still a great amount of need in our communities. We hope that everyone watching will gain a better understanding of how to apply for these programs so that we ensure that residents and families can stay in their homes. Based off of the questions we have received from our constituents, we will be certainly able to answer those at the latter part of tonight's program. But I do want to make sure that for those questions that are not answered, we will work with all of the offices to get you a response. We'll also be holding more town halls of this nature in the future because we see the demand and the need. I encourage you all to stay connected with all of our offices to learn about future events. As a quick note, specific eligibility questions will not be able to be answered by our panelists this evening. However, our staff will make sure to follow up with each of you to connect you with the proper resources to ensure that your questions and your concerns are addressed. With that, let us bring in our first panelist from the California Mortgage Relief Program. We have Rebecca Franklin, President of CalHFA, California Homeowner Relief Corporation, and the California Mortgage Relief Program. Thank you for being with us this evening, Rebecca.
Thank you so much. I first want to thank Assemblywoman Cervantes, Assemblyman Medina, and Senator Roth for hosting us and getting the word out about the California Mortgage Relief Program. I also would like to thank the Inland SoCal United Way for also supporting this event and helping educate our community about such a great need and these great programs. I'm Rebecca Franklin, the president of the Cali Homeowner Relief Corporation, the agency tasked with implementing the California Mortgage Relief Program. I am pleased to share that struggling California homeowners now can apply for mortgage relief and get caught up on those missed housing payments that they may have missed due to the pandemic. Today, I'd like to give you a deeper understanding of what the program is, how it works, who's eligible, how to apply, and how you can also help in getting the word out. Before I want to start about the program, how did this come about? In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, our partners in the federal and state government put together a bunch of different COVID relief response packages. You already know about the rental assistance program, but in March of 2021, the American Rescue Plan Act was signed and established the Homeowner Assistance Fund. California received the largest allocation of that fund, over $1 billion, to help struggling Californians catch up with missed mortgage payments. A little bit now about the California Mortgage Relief Program. What is it? It is a grant up to $80,000 per household. Grants never have to be paid back. Grants are distributed on a first come, first served basis. We are here to help provide that financial assistance to people who have fallen behind due to an economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. With this program, we expect to serve 20 to 40,000 households. This is just one of the many programs offered in part of the state's Housing is Key initiative. So who is eligible for this specific program? Applicants must meet the following criteria. First, they must be at or below the 100% of their area median income. This, don't worry about it. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. Not everyone knows about AMI, so we have a lot of information to support you to see if you qualify under this condition. Additionally, they must own and occupy a single-family home, condo, or permanently affixed manufactured home in the state of California. Homeowners must be behind at least 2 payments on their mortgage before the end of 2021. And they must have faced a pandemic, they must attest that they have faced a pandemic-related financial hardship after January 21st, 2020. As promised, what is area median income, or AMI? AMI represents the midpoint of a region's family income distribution. As you can see, it varies from county to county. AMI also is determined based on your household size. So if you would like to know what your specific AMI would be for your county, you can visit our website at camortgagerelief.org, where we have an AMI calculator. It's very simple. You just put in your county where your home is and how many people are in your household. People in your household is anyone over 18. So you would put that number in and it will give you the specific amount, what 100% of AMI is. While this is for California homeowners who are behind on their mortgage payments, this program also will provide assistance to reverse mortgage holders. Reverse mortgage holders who are behind on their property tax or on their insurance and had unpaid forced place insurance brought on them before the end of 2021 are also encouraged to apply. Now that we kind of talked about at a high level who is encouraged to apply and who is eligible, how does the program itself work? You start by visiting our website at camortgagerelief.org. There, the homeowner would apply. Our application is simple. It requires a few documents, but it's very simple. They're easy, readily available documents. Once you've applied, we have a team of application specialists there ready to review your specific circumstance and to see if you meet the criteria. If your application is approved and determined to meet the criteria, then the California Mortgage Relief Program will send the payment directly to send the funds that will bring you current directly to your mortgage servicer. The mortgage servicer then applies those funds and you are caught up. Again, I want to reiterate, we'll reiterate several times, this is a grant and does not have to be paid back. So if you want to apply, as I said, you start by visiting our website, camortgagerelief.org. Up at the top right corner, you can see there's an Apply Now button. Once you click the button, you'll be taken to a simple questionnaire. The questionnaire is just the very high level eligibility criteria to see if you meet the basic criteria for the program. Once you go through the questionnaire, you'll be taken to our secure online portal, and you have 30 days to complete your application. So that means you can come in, start the application, see what the requirements are, come back and submit at a later time. Once you've started the application, if you have all of the documents, I will review the documents in a minute, and the information, it should take you less than 30 minutes end to end to start the application and hit submit. As I said, the documents required are very high level, easily available documents for homeowners, such as your mortgage statement, bank statements, utility bill, and income documentation, such as a pay stub, a direct deposit notice, or unemployment documents. There are other circumstances in which homeowners may need to provide additional documentation, but we will be here to walk you through the whole process, and eligibility specialists at that point would reach out to you and get the other information that is needed. As I said, you are not alone. We are here to support you end to end this entire process. If you have questions about whether you want your specific circumstance meets the eligibility criteria, or you want to talk to us about the application or get technical support, you can call our contact center at 888-848-2594. You can also email us at info@camortgagerelief.org. If you would like to talk about a little bit more detail, or you have want to have a more in-depth conversation about your specific circumstance, we also recommend people seeing a HUD certified housing counselor. They are available at 1-800-569-4287. These are also a free service to all Californians. As I said, we are offering a grant, and it does not need to be paid back. But it's also important for us to talk about the potential for fraud or scams. Unfortunately, there are bad actors in this world, and people that will misrepresent this program, or to try to get your personal information, or to have you go into a program that is similar but not the same. We encourage homeowners to visit our website and read the information about how to identify potential scammers, also how to report them. Some key things to remember if someone's approaching you is this program is free. There's no cost to apply, and you will never be asked to pay this grant back. So if someone's coming to you and asking for a fee for application for your information, asking you to sign something in which you would end up having to pay the money back at a later time, this is not the California Mortgage Relief Program. And you should contact the numbers on our website to report those individuals. Maybe after hearing this, you say, this is not a program for me. This is not something that I would be eligible for. You can still visit our website at camortgagerelief.org and see about other COVID relief programs that may be able to help you in your specific circumstance. We know that everyone has been facing a lot of problems with the pandemic, and we want to be a resource to share all of the information and all the different programs that are out there and provided to help support Californians. Additionally, we would love for you to help spread the word in your own community, with your own peers, with your own neighbors. You can spread the word easily by sharing our social media posts. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We do use the hashtag #GetCaughtUp. And this is the best way to help your own neighbors and community understand that this program is out there, and we are here to help California homeowners who miss those missed mortgage payments. Additionally, if you have a community organization you want to connect with or share our information, we have flyers on how to apply and other basic information about the program also on our website. I want to reiterate, we are here to help you. If you have a question about your specific circumstance, I encourage you to call our contact center or email us. You also can review all of this information again on our website. And I also want to thank our host this evening one more time for allowing us to come in and share the information about this wonderful new program. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Great presentation. I'd now like to introduce our second panelist, Ms. Kimberly Thurs, Vice President for External Affairs for Inland SoCal United Way. Take it away, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Senator Roth. It is such a pleasure to be here with friends tonight. Thank you again to our hosts, to Assemblymember Cervantes and Medina, and I really appreciate staff who helped put this together and walked us through this process. So thank you for the opportunity to make this presentation and to get the word out again about our rental assistance program. So thank you to Rebecca for that fantastic presentation. It was really great. I learned a lot, and I really appreciate the opportunity to piggyback off of your fantastic presentation. And to talk about something that's a little different, which is the rental assistance program. So reintroducing myself, my name's Kim Stars, and I work for Inland SoCal United Way. We have a subsidiary organization, Inland SoCal 211 Plus, which administers the United Lift Rental Assistance Program in conjunction with the County of Riverside and Lift to Rise. So this is a program that's been ongoing since March of 2020. We are really excited that we have distributed, golly, I don't have the current total today, but we've assisted more than 15,000 families across the region. So that's not just Riverside County, but that's also San Bernardino County residents, and have helped keep those folks in their home. One thing that's really special about this program is that it's been designed to help those who have been the most vulnerable for this program throughout the period of the pandemic. So Rebecca had mentioned AMI, the area median income. The qualifications for this rental assistance program require a little bit of a lower AMI and is really targeted for folks who were immediately impacted by the pandemic. So I'm going to go through just a few slides here and talk you through this program, but this is a rental relief program. It is a tenant benefit program. So this is for folks who are renters within the County of Riverside. Regardless of the city, there are programs available throughout the County of Riverside. It provides up to 12 months of past due rent. There are no caps on the amount, and it will provide up to 3 months of future rent. So if you find yourself in a position where maybe you're behind and we get you caught up, but you still don't have means to pay for the future, we can help you there as well. So it is a very generous program, and we're very proud to be partnered with it. So let's see here. Of course, I'm going to have technical. There it is. So here's the next slide here. It shows you the County of Riverside. There are 2 agencies that administer this program. So Inland SoCal 211 Plus administers the western part of the county, so from about the Pass area, west and south. And then Lift to Rise administers the program for the eastern part of the county. So that is that kind of color differential there. We have been working in partnership for a long time on this program already, and we will continue to accept applications through December 31st of 2022, or when funding runs out, whichever is sooner. So I talked a little bit about what assistance is available. It's 12 months of past due rent, and then up to 3 months of future rent. And utilities are also included in that past due. So if you have past due electric or water bill or sewer or gas, you can also apply for utility assistance with this program, and that's up to 12 months past due. So the way that you make your application is by using the portal. So you go to unitedlift.org and you check your eligibility. So it's a very simple process. You can look through and see what items you need and the income eligibility. You can verify, if your residence is actually part of this program. You enter your address and it will show you if you are eligible. If you are not eligible, it will direct you to another program that can either help you either through Housing is Key or through another program that's available. And the portal is available in both English and Spanish. So the documentation is probably the biggest question we get about this program. What do I need to show? And what do I need to submit? Nobody should panic. It's very simple to do. The documentation is very easy for you to gather, but we understand that folks do feel a little bit nervous about doing this. So take a breath, take a look at the portal and gather this information and submit it. If at any point you have difficulty, you are not alone and you are not stuck. You can dial 211 extension 5 at any time to receive assistance from one of our operators. They are on call 24/7. You can speak directly to a coordinator between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., but you will be able to reach somebody 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we can help you get that documentation uploaded. We can even help you submit your application via 211. We're here to help. Another feature that we get a lot of questions about is how do I check the status of my application once I've turned in all of my documentation? You're able to do that via the portal. So the same email address or cell phone number that you used to submit your application is the same way that you get back in to check the status, whether you've been approved, whether we're awaiting documentation, or whether we need additional information. So the way that you do that is, again, through that portal. It's very simple. Or if you don't have access to internet or that's difficult for you, call 211 extension 5 and somebody will walk you through that process as well. So if you have questions, the place to go is going to be the portal at unitedlift.org. You can either select the city that you live in, or you can just log in if you've already submitted your application. And then for those who maybe don't have access to high-speed internet or have technical challenges, or would just prefer to talk to somebody, you can always call us at 211 extension 5. We are always here for you. Thank you.
Kim, that was excellent. Thank you for that presentation. Now let's move on to questions submitted by our community members prior to this event. Sabrina?
First, we will begin with questions regarding the rental assistance program administered by Inland SoCal United Way. The question that was submitted: my family member may qualify for rental assistance, but they do not know how to navigate a website. Where can they go for help to apply for this program?
So that is a great question. And the best way to get that assistance is by calling 211 extension 5. Now, if you follow us on social media, you'll see that we occasionally have in-person pop-up events at different apartment complexes or in different public spaces. And those kind of vary depending on, what the application volume is at any time. But you can dial 211 extension 5. Your family will get the assistance they need in any language that's appropriate for them, where they feel the most comfortable. And then also through pop-up events.
Kimberly, if you don't mind, can I ask a follow-up to that? Can they also go in person at this time?
So they can go in person to pop-up events. Our offices right now are still closed for public visitors. I will check to see what the status is on our remote location with Community Action Partnership. We did have in person there, but I need to check the status on that.
Thank you.
How about this one? May a landlord apply for the California rental assistance, or does the tenant?
It can be both. So through both the California rental assistance and then the United Lift rental assistance, there is a tenant portal and there is a landlord portal. So landlords can initiate applications on behalf of their tenants, but being that it is a tenant benefit program, the tenant must apply. We must have tenant cooperation.
Thank you.
And to follow up with that, are there any resources to help resolve disagreements between tenants and landlords through the application process for this program?
Yes, absolutely. Through United Lift, we have a partnership with Fair Housing, and we have a partnership with lots of agencies that will help with resolving disputes. So they can either come in through the portal or they can call us at 211 and we can refer them to the correct entity.
What's the timeline after applying for rental assistance to receive notice of approval or rejection?
It's the $1 million question, right? So it varies depending on a complete application. So that's the biggest variable for us. Once we have a completed application, it's about 4 to 6 weeks for funding to be made directly to landlords. For approval notification, it's probably about 3 weeks for that to show up and for those applications to be processed. But the caveat there, it needs to be a completed application, which means all documentation submitted.
Are there any particular errors that you see more often in terms of the application not being completed?
It's missing documentation is typically where it's at, but we don't want that to be a barrier to folks. So if they get through part of the application and go, I don't have a signed lease, like I'm just going to leave this. Don't do that. Submit the application. We will help you get that documentation submitted.
Good points. Thank you.
So just a couple more questions before we move on to questions on the California Mortgage Relief Program. The next question we have from a constituent is there a set aside or any other program available for students who are having a difficulty and trouble paying their rent either on or off campus?
So this program is open to all tenants, regardless of their status, as long as they have a signed agreement and a signed lease. There isn't a specific carve out for students with this program, but we encourage anybody with past due rent to apply and work with our case coordinators.
What about renters who've had to incur debt? Is there any assistance available for renters who've had to incur debt to pay their rent or their utilities or both?
So debt is not something that's currently covered under this program, but we encourage folks to reach out to us and to talk to our coordinators to see what type of assistance might be available.
Great.
Now, if I may move on to questions regarding the California Mortgage Relief Program. What can I do if the mortgage servicer states that they do not qualify for an alternative mortgage workout option? And can I still qualify for the program?
Yes, actually, I think this is a great use for the program. If you've talked to your servicer and you feel that the options they provided weren't, something that you were comfortable with or that fits your needs or your income, then this is the program that we really want you to check out and see. Of course, they have to meet the other eligibility requirements, but we definitely think that this would be a great option for someone who does not have an option to work out their mortgage arrears with the servicer.
So I've had problems with my property taxes and my property insurance or both. May I obtain assistance from the California Mortgage Relief Program to cover property taxes and property insurance?
The lights just went out on my office, but yes, you can get improved. I'm trying to do this. Yes, you can get assistance eventually. Sorry. So the current program we have is for mortgage reinstatement. So you have to not miss mortgage payments. We will be deploying a new program in the spring of 2022 for people who maybe did be able to make the payment, but were behind on their property tax. So that's coming. We are looking to seek Treasury approval before we go live on that project, but it is coming in spring of 22.
Great. Thank you.
I recently applied through my mortgage servicer for forbearance. Can I still apply for the mortgage relief program to help repay the missed or reduced payments?
It was unsuccessful at the light. So yes, you can work with, so there's a lot of different forbearance options that homeowners were provided. So the best thing to do is to call our contact center and see if you are eligible. The key is you could have been on forbearance but still making your payments. So did you miss your mortgage payments is really the key to this program, because we're here to help reinstate your mortgage and to cover those arrearages. But if you have a specific circumstance that you'd like to share, if you call our contact center at 888-840-2594, then we can look at your specific circumstance and see if this program is the best fit for you.
So if I have questions about or want to check on the status of my open California mortgage relief application, who do I call or how do I contact someone?
So once you submit your application through our portal, you will get updates, email updates as your application moves through the approval process. You can also go in and check to see what stage your application is in. If you do want to talk to someone though, sometimes you just want to hear it from someone else, you don't want to just look at a screen, then you can obviously call our contact center at 888-840-2594 or email us at info@camortgagerelief.org, and we can get back to you about an update if you really just want to kind of reach out and connect with us.
Great information, thanks.
One question that we received often is, what happens if I cannot complete my California mortgage relief application within the 30-day time frame?
Yeah, so if you cannot complete your application, then your application is canceled, but you can always come in and reapply. Maybe your circumstance, you were gathering information, maybe your circumstance changed, then you can always start a brand new application with a brand new 30 days, and then we can get your information in. Also, if you have questions about, if you have technical questions, again, the contact center is there to support you through the application process. So I would say if you're, struggling with getting a document, I would reach out to us and see what we can do to help before that 30 days lapse, but you can always come in and reapply.
Thank you.
This is a question that we frequently get from constituents, particularly those who are older. My family member may qualify for the California Mortgage Relief Program, but they don't know how to navigate a website, may not have a computer. Where can they go for help to apply for this program?
So I would recommend they visit a HUD certified housing counselor. The counselors are there. They've been trained on the program and the criteria, and they can help them go through the application in a personal sense. Also, if you call our contact center and you have a family member that you could sit with, the portal and application and website are all mobile friendly on an iPad, on a phone. You can upload the documents by taking pictures. So we can also walk you through the contact center. But I would say if you really are, uncomfortable with the online aspect, I would visit a HUD certified mortgage counselor. Again, they are free to go and see them and get their services.
And how would I find out where to locate a HUD counselor?
Yeah, so you can visit HUD's website. You can also call 1-800-869-4287, and they can also connect you with the local HUD counseling office in your area.
That's good. I'm glad you gave us the phone number, because if you don't have a computer or you can't get on a website, you may be lost. But
that's true.
Most people can navigate a phone, including me. Thank you.
We do have a couple more questions, and I'm getting a couple here coming in from our staff who are monitoring. Does the funding go to the landlords or the tenant?
So it depends on the type of application. So if it is a traditional tenant and landlord application together, the funding goes directly to the landlord. If there is an uncooperative landlord or landlord who simply does not wish to participate in the program, there can be a payment made directly to tenant, but that is much less common.
And after you apply, how long does it take to receive assistance?
So after a completed application is received, it usually takes between 4 and 6 weeks for payment to be made to the landlord.
Thank you so much for answering those. So I do have a question for both our presenters. How are these two programs funded, and how much has been dispersed to renters as well as homeowners thus far?
If you want to go first, Kimberly.
Sure, I can go first. I'll pull up our little fun thing here. So I'm looking at totals for the entire region. And right now, that's a good real-time data. It's been 15,000 families, which I think we've mentioned before. But why isn't this opening? Sorry. We are at $170 million that's been currently distributed throughout the region. And that is through both obligations and payments. So those are folks that are in some sort of payment or have received payment.
So the mortgage relief program launched at the end of December. And since then we have funded 145 households, which is a total of just over $5 million. We do encourage people to apply though now and apply, it's first in, first out. We have over $1 billion to distribute to homeowners.
If I can break in, what's considered financial hardship as it relates to this mortgage relief program?
So it's an attestation. It could be that you had to take time off to take care of a family member who was ill, your hours were reduced, you had to change jobs, you maybe, so it's any sort of financial impact due to the pandemic. The great thing is also that you don't have to provide documentation towards that. It's, how would we measure those kinds of things? But we do have the homeowners attest. So it's a very simple attestation, and it's a broad brush. So I would say if you had any sort of impact to your life in the last 2 years financially, then you meet that qualification.
So if an individual has experienced financial hardship after January 21 of 2020, can they qualify for the mortgage relief program if they're not behind on their payments?
So at this time, we are a reinstatement program. So if you've been able to keep up on your mortgage payments, then you would not qualify for the reinstatement. We're here to kind of catch people up on missed mortgage payments. If though you did stay up on your mortgage payments, but you fell behind on your property tax, if you are a reverse mortgage holder, then we have you apply now, and we can cover both the property tax arrearage and any forced placed insurance that you had. In the spring, we will be having a property tax relief program go live for homeowners who, again, don't have the mortgage arrearage, but do have the property tax arrearages.
Thank you. And I just had one sent in by another community member on rental assistance, and it says, I applied for rental assistance last year, but my income has been impacted by COVID again. Mm-hmm. Can I apply again?
Yes. And we encourage folks to apply. We try not to discourage applications. We want folks to apply. We're trying to get as many people the assistance as qualify, and we don't want people to self-limit.
Great information. Sabrina?
Yes, so we just received a question from a constituent. If a tenant is related to the landlord, but they have a rental contract, is the assistance still available?
So for this program in Riverside County, tenants and landlords are not permitted to be related, even with an agreement. So that is one restriction for this program. But it's first degree.
I'm so sorry, Kimberly. Is that just within the county?
That's just within the county's program, and that's first degree relation. I should make that really clear. So parent and child, spouses, but distant relations, that is permissible.
Thank you for that clarification. And just currently waiting to see if there's any last minute questions coming in from our teams. But with that, let me just pause for a moment and let folks know, if you do have a question, please reach out to either my office, Senator Roth's office, or Assemblymember Medina's office. We will be sure to get your questions answered as quickly as we can, but we appreciate you joining us. Before we end this event, we'd like to open it up to our panelists for any final remarks.
I just thank you guys so much for hosting this event. And again, if you have questions, you call and want to engage with the mortgage relief program, we're here to help and answer any questions. So if you think you may want to just reach out and ask, because we'll guide you to a different program if we need to, that will maybe feature needs, or a HUD counselor that can help your circumstance. So just engage, and we promote, apply now.
And I'll echo those comments. Thank you, Rebecca. I do really want to give a shout out to everybody who was involved in creating this program, including the assembly members and Senator Roth, and then to the Board of Supervisors, the County of Riverside, and the staff who have really been instrumental in leading this program. So a huge thank you. Friends, call us 211 extension 5, easy to remember, unitedlift.org. We are here to help.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both. Before we conclude, I do want to invite everyone to our next event we'll be holding with the California Student Aid Commission next Tuesday from 5:30 to 7:30 for a Cash for College webinar. And in fact, I think we're going to be following up with another town hall of this nature on first-time home buyers. So please follow our offices for more information. I want to thank again all of our panelists for participating, and for our dynamic staff for putting this event together. Thank you, Senator. We will see you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone.